In 1958, Coventry Market was opened in the city centre, replacing the old market which was destroyed during the Blitz. With a wide range of stalls and a strong sense of community, the market continues to be an important part of the city more than 60 years later. In this first episode, I talked to Rachel.
I've always been a bit of an eco-freak, right from learning about climate change back in the late 80s at school, and it was something that both fascinated and frightened me all at the same time.
Rachel is the owner of Cogs, a zero-waste refill shop located in the market.
Cogs sells all kinds of grains and rices, dried fruits, seeds, nuts, things like granola and porridge oats, boxes of vegetables which we put together on a Thursday, and those are mostly locally grown. And we also sell lots of household cleaners, so people bring their bottles along and refill their washing up liquids and their detergents and window cleaner and toilet cleaner and hand cleaner and all kinds of cleaners.
Many of the products at Cogs are locally sourced.
My beekeeper has hives all around the south of the city. My jam maker lives in Canley. My pickle maker is on Red Lane. So we try and find local partners to work with. And then I use a company called Essential, who are a wholesaler. They provide probably the bulk of what I sell, but they are a workers' co-op, so they treat their workers fairly. That does put the price of those up a bit, but on the other end of those products there is a mum trying to feed her kids, and as a mum who's trying to feed her kids, I find that quite important. We also use a company called Zessie. They're brilliant. They make our cleaning products. Products are cheap, they're effective, they're biodegradable, they've not got any animal products in them, and there's no plastic waste at all.
Over the past few years, there's been a noticeable increase of refill shops on the high street, but many have struggled to stay open.
There has been a massive boom in refill shops, and along with that massive boom, I guess some people have made decisions which haven't necessarily helped, and I am aware of quite a few that have closed down sort of across the country. It's very difficult to compete with supermarkets, and it's very difficult to do the right and the ethical thing around food. And I think that's going to become more difficult with cost of living crisis. And so we need government action on all of these things, really.
Reducing plastic waste is one of the most impactful things we can do to help the planet. But there are other actions we can also take to make a difference. I asked Rachel what her top tips would be.
Where you can, shop for organic food, because organic food is less polluting. It enriches the soil and prevents erosion. And if we prevent erosion and we look after the soil, we will have less flooding, really. If you can, and you've got a garden or some pots, grow some of your own, because that's really rewarding. If you're going to go vegan, that's brilliant, go vegan, because that is environmentally better. But choose carefully, because if you eat lots of almonds from California, that doesn't help the climate crisis. Equally, if you buy local cheese, or local meats, and you eat good quality, well-produced and well-husbanded meats and cheeses, then that's also good for the climate. It is more expensive, but actually if we were to factor in all of the money that we spend through our taxes on health caused by bad food and bad diets, if we factored in all the money we pay through our taxes for dredging our rivers to prevent flooding because of bad farming practices, I think we would find actually on balance that organic growing is much cheaper than the alternative.
Cogs is a relatively new addition to Coventry Market, but in the time that it's been there, it's made a lot of progress.
We started almost exactly 3 years ago, 3 quite extraordinary years, because we had 5 months of normal and then we went into a couple of years of pandemic-y type lockdowns and craziness. And then we've come out the other end of that and we're still here. During that time we moved from a little single stall into the kiosk, which is just inside the door by Iceland. And we've probably quadrupled the number of products we sell. And we've started making some of our own products as well. So I use some local chefs to make things like chili sauces and pasta sauce. So we've gone from just selling a few dried products to selling like squillions of things. You have to come and have a look round. Coventry Market has a tradition which goes back decades. You can buy here some of the very best fish in the country. Clive Miller is a super fishmonger, and nationally recognised as such. There's lots of meats and cheeses. There's fabulous quality fruit and veg. Obviously, Cogs offers the best in dried food that you could possibly buy anywhere in the world. And it's a real centre. Everybody here knows each other. It's a very friendly place. And I think we look after our customers and look out for them. And everybody wants to give them a good deal.
Special thanks to Rachel for letting me talk to her about her brilliant stall. This production was produced and presented by M. Smith for Hillz FM.